and welcome to NS India News. I am Lois. Let's take a look on our today's bulletin. Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Monday condemned the terror attacks in Afghanistan's Jalalabad city that killed nearly 19 people, including 11 Sikhs. The Prime Minister took to Twitter and said, "We strongly condemn the terror attacks in Afghanistan yesterday. They are an attack on Afghanistan's multicultural fabric. My thoughts are with the bereaved families. I pray that the injured recover soon. India stands ready to assist the Afghanistan government in this sad hour," he said. A suicide bombing in Jalalabad city claimed 19 lives of people and injured 20 others. A Sikh politician who was planning to contest in the upcoming parliamentary elections in Afghanistan was among the people killed in the incident. The deceased Avtar Singh Khalsa was to contest for the single seat reserved for the Hindu and Sikh communities in Afghanistan. A Sikh politician who was planning to contest in the upcoming parliamentary elections in Afghanistan was among the 19 people killed in a suicide blast. Khalsa was traveling in a convoy to meet Afghan President Ashraf Ghani when the explosion occurred. Meanwhile, Punjab Chief Minister Captain Amrinder Singh also condemned the attack and called upon the global community to come together to fight against the barbaric forces of terror. Further, he extended help to the victims at the time of need. Bureau Report, NS India News. A massive operation of ethnic cleansing of Sikhs from Pakistan is underway, with the ISI systematically eliminating them from all across the country and in neighboring Afghanistan. On Sunday, a group of Sikhs and Hindus who were on their way to meet the country's president were targeted by a suicide bomber. A majority of 19 dead in the attack are from minority Sikh and Hindu community, including activist Ravel Singh, Sikh community spokesperson Iqbal Singh, and peace activist Anup Singh. The shameful act, illegally perpetrated by the Taliban under the patronage of Pakistan ISI, has been condemned by the members of the Sikh community and other members of the civil society. Manjit Singh GK, president of Delhi Sikh Gurudwara Management Committee, said in his tweet, "I strongly condemn the barbaric act of terrorism in Afghanistan, where Sikh leaders were killed who were visiting the president. I urge at Sushma Swaraj ji to please conduct an inquiry in the matter and ensure that the bodies are received by their relatives." A majority of Sikhs in Afghanistan has migrated to India because of ongoing decades-long conflict in Afghanistan. Many Sikh leaders in India have shown concern over the safety of minority Sikhs and Hindus living in Pakistan and Afghanistan, as they are frequently targeted by Pakistani terrorists and intelligence agencies. Parviz Khawa, a prominent journalist and writer in Afghanistan, have shown concern over the barbaric killing. A total of 19 people lost their lives in the blast. In an estimate, Sikh and Hindus in Afghanistan numbered more than 80,000 in the 1970s, but today only around 1,000 remain. Bureau Report, NS India News. Prime Minister Narendra Modi ruled out a single goods and service tax (GST) rate, saying milk and Mercedes cars could not be taxed at the same rate, and slammed Congress for suggesting a single rate which would make commonly used food items more expensive. It would have been very simple to have just one slab, but it would have meant we could not have food items at 0% tax rate. Can we have milk and Mercedes at the same rate? Modi asked in an interview to Swarajya magazine, even as the NDA government marked July 1 as GST Day. The ambitious tax reform measure was launched on July 1 last year. So when our friends in Congress say that they have just one GST rate, they are effectively saying they will tax food items and commodities which are currently at 0 or 5% at 80%. Modi said, "The government is confident that the tax rate has stabilized and did not create large-scale disruption as feared as it came close on the heels of the demonetization drive. It has also not stoked prices pressure as had been expected, bringing much needed relief for the government battling criticism for implementation hurdles in rolling out the ambitious tax measure." Detailing benefits of GST, Modi said there was a big addition in the number of enterprises registered, which from independence until recently stood at 66 lakh. In just 1 year after the introduction of GST, the number of new enterprises registered is 48 lakh. Around 350 crore invoices were processed and 11 crore returns were filed. We would be looking at such numbers if GST were indeed very complex. Bureau Report, NS India News. Former captains Rahul Dravid of India and Ricky Ponting of Australia and retired England women's wicketkeeper Claire Taylor were inducted into the International Cricket Council Hall of Fame on Sunday. Dravid is only the 5th player from India to be inducted, while Ponting is the 25th Australian. Taylor is the 7th woman to join and the 3rd female player from England. Bishan Singh Bedi, Sunil Gavaskar and Kapil Dev were inducted in the ICC Hall of Fame in 2009, while Anil Kumble was included in 2015. Dravid, Ponting and Taylor were chosen by former inductees and members of the media. Dravid said, "To find your name in a list of all-time great across generations is something only one dreams of while setting out on a cricket career." Ponting, who scored more than 13,000 runs in both Test and One-Day Internationals, said, "I loved every moment of my journey as a player and am so very proud of the team and personal achievements along the way." Taylor said it was a great honor to be inducted alongside some of the greatest names of the men's and women's game from across the world and throughout the generations, players who I look up to during my playing career and hold in great esteem. Dravid scored 13,288 runs in 164 tests with 36 centuries and 10,889 runs in 344 ODIs with 12 centuries. Taylor scored 1,030 runs in 15 tests, 4,101 runs in 126 ODIs and 615 runs in 2020 International. Bureau Report, NS India News. Spain midfielder Andres Iniesta called time on his remarkable international career after his team's surprise World Cup exit at the hands of host Russia on Sunday. Iniesta admitted it was not the end he had wanted after he was left out of the starting line-up for the round of 16 game. The 34-year-old, who scored the winning goal at the 2010 World Cup final, won 133 caps in an international career spanning 12 years, during which he also won European Championship titles in 2008 and 2012. It's reality that today has been my last match for the national team. Sometimes the end does not happen the way you dreamt it would and is instead marked by the circumstances. It's bad, it's tough, he said. It's a difficult moment, one we have been through on various occasions. We weren't capable of going that little bit extra. The critics don't matter so much. We are angry because we weren't capable of taking another step and we didn't rise to the occasion despite trying everything. On a personal level, it wasn't my dream farewell, but these things happen in life. Iniesta said he had no complaints about being left on by the bench by coach before being brought on during the second half. Meanwhile, the coach praised Iniesta's reaction. "I want to extend my sincere thanks to an exemplary professional," he said. "He is one of the best players in Spanish football history. I can't say anything else." Bureau Report, NS India News. Surat is showing the way to Delhi and other big cities that are struggling to manage garbage spilling and filling the air with foul smell. The city's municipal body has installed 43 underground garbage bins, each of which can contain up to 1.5 tons of waste as a part of the Smart City mission, and these are fitted with sensors to send alerts to the control room as soon as 70% of the container is full. These underground bins have been placed on footpaths and each of them have 2 inlets for throwing waste, one for individuals and the other for municipal carts bringing collected waste to help people avoid littering. We will be placing 75 such bins. After this started in a limited area, more and more municipal councillors are making similar demands. Once people have good experience and see the result, they will push for better facilities. At Dumbal, which falls in the textile market area of Surat, this correspondent saw how huge metal bins were lifted using cranes and the entire waste was emptied mechanically without any individual touching it. Surat generates about 2,100 tons of garbage per day and about 800 tons is processed and treated. The municipal body has engaged 425 vehicles which ply on 900 routes for door-to-door collection of waste. Each vehicle has RFID tag and GPS for real-time tracking and to prevent leakage. Bureau Report, NS India News. Ahmedabad has over 3 times more vehicles if one considers international norms than what the city roads can take. Ahmedabad, as per 2017 State Road Transport Department data, has about 43 lakh registered vehicles against 2,813 km road length. If one considers minimum safety distance of the 3 meters or a car's length between two vehicles, the city has exceeded road capacities by 3.65 times. In case of Rajkot city, it is 4.42 times. Surat 3.66 and Vadodara 3.13, two are equally bad. In a research titled Land Use Change Trends of Indian Cities, a bird's eye view by IIM Ahmedabad, they examined traffic congestion with increasing urban densities. Internationally, road safety norms prescribe distance of at least 1 car length between two vehicles so as to reduce chances of accidents. Researchers said that in India, roads occupy about 15% of the total city area. In case of Ahmedabad, they calculated the length to 2,813.5 km in municipal limits. Professor H.M. Shivanand Swamy, Executive Director, SEPT Center for Excellence in Urban Transport, said, "We have to understand that the road carrying capacity is decided by the model mix. Cars, two-wheelers, public transport and other modes. We are now adding more cars to our roads than before." Bureau Report, NS India News. Well, that's all for today. Keep watching NS India News. This is me, Lois, signing off. Goodbye.